What's up, guys? Welcome to this latest episode of the show. As you already know, I'm your host, Mufasa. Thanks for the continued support. Let's hit the like button. Let's subscribe to the channel. Let's share the videos. NBA playoffs have started after some interesting and very great playing tournament games, and shout out to Commissioner Adam Silver for this playing tournament that just continues to be bigger and producing some very great games each season. It's been amazing to watch. But the playoffs have officially started. We're gonna be talking about the first games of the playoff that have been played, the game ones, and we're also gonna touch on the NBA awards for this upcoming season and who we think will be the winners after the finalists have been nominated. First game of the playoffs was Cleveland Cavaliers against the Toronto Raptors, and obviously, as expected, the Cavs won the game 126 to 113 with a great performance by Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, great over Max Strus as well off the bench. Overall, great performance by the Cavs, who I think would probably take this series. It's been really a good season for the Cavs. They were able to turn it around, and the acquisition of James Harden and guys like Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis have been really, really impactful for Cleveland. So I'm excited to see what they have in stock for the rest of the playoffs. Is James Harden going to finally be able to, lead his team along with Donovan Mitchell to why not an NBA Finals? They're definitely one of the favorites in the East, but I still have my reservations about the Cavs, obviously because of history and James Harden. The Denver Nuggets took a convincing win against the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards, 116 to 105, protecting home court advantage so far. Amazing Nikola Jokic again with a triple-double. Very great game from Jamal Murray as well, and the bench from Denver. Very convincing win. Like I said, Denver obviously one of the favorites in the West. A deeper team in my opinion this season as opposed to last season. And when you have a guy like Nikola Jokic and a duo of Jokic and Jamal Murray with a healthy Aaron Gordon, everything is possible for your team. So great game by the Nuggets, protecting home court like I said, and we'll see how it goes in game 2 for the Nuggets. The New York Knicks beat the Atlanta Hawks 113 to 102 with the tremendous Jalen Brunson, who was also helped by a great fourth quarter by Karl Anthony Towns. The Atlanta Hawks just, unfortunately struggling with size. They don't have a lot of size in the front court, especially at the center position. And this double center, this rotation of centers between Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns, along with great guard rebounders as, Josh Hart and even OG Anunoby and guys like that. The rebounding has been an issue for the Hawks, and we'll see what adjustments they're able to do in game 2. But good win for the Knicks, who should also be able to take this series, in my opinion. The Los Angeles Lakers with a late surprise in this game 1 with the absence of Kevin Durant, take on and beat the Houston Rockets with an amazing LeBron James once again at 41 years old. It's amazing what this man is doing, who was able to also lead the Luka and Austin Reeves Los Angeles Lakers. Great game by Luke Kennard and Marcus Smart and all these guys. DeAndre Ayton also had a pretty nice performance. So the Lakers take game 1. Very good performance by the Lakers and JJ Redick. They're going to be able to sustain that, and how they're going to look if Kevin Durant, who is dealing with the knee injury, is able to come back from game 2. Time will tell. We'll be able to see that. The Boston Celtics obliterated the Philadelphia 76ers. What a pathetic performance by the Sixers, and they came to this game unprepared, completely looking lethargic and couldn't buy a shot. And unfortunately, Tyrese Maxey just looked alone over there. Even though I think VJ Edgecombe gave them some good games, but the Sixers fell back into their bad habits of the playoffs, got completely demolished on the glass, out rebounded both offensively and defensively, and this is not looking good for the Sixers. Boston is just seems to be a too much tall task to climb, especially without Joel Embiid. And you're gonna need some monster production from the Sixers to be able to even win a game. I think this ends in 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweep by Boston, but we'll see. Especially with Joel uncertain to even play with an appendicitis surgery that he had lately. Once again in the playoffs, couldn't be able to, got unlucky once again, and is not available. We'll see how it goes, but I don't have a lot of hopes in the Sixers, and I would not be surprised if they get swept, especially if Joel doesn't play. The OKC Thunder also beat the brakes off of the Phoenix Suns. The Suns that were able to beat the Warriors in the play-in tournament and making it to the playoffs. I think it's already a great season, but for the Suns. But another scenario where it's just too much. The Suns, the Thunder are just too much for the Suns. Too much size with Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, playing at an MVP level is just too much for this Suns team. And specifically look tired today. With the Thunder after playing the Warriors recently. So shout out to the Thunder, still being dominant and playing real good basketball as expected in these playoffs. One of the favorites for the cheap as well. The Orlando Magic and the great Paolo Banchero surprisingly take home court advantage. Still one game in Detroit against the Pistons with an amazing game from Banchero and Franz Wagner. Even with the great Cade Cunningham, the Pistons it was not enough for the Pistons to be able to take game 1. We'll see how the Pistons respond back. They cannot allow themselves to go 0-2. So I'm expecting some adjustments from JB Bickerstaff, and we'll see how the Pistons respond to the Magics. But they're gonna need some help from the rest of the roster, and especially on the shooting side of the ball, they're gonna need to give Cade Cunningham some help. Jalen Duren is gonna have to be productive offensively as well. And the San Antonio Spurs, after almost 9 years without the playoffs, finally get back in the playoffs after an amazing season and beat the Portland Trail Blazers, who surprisingly made their way into the playoffs through the play-in. Shout out to the Blazers, who they were not expected at this level at this time of the season either. So I think it's already a positive season for them also. And the Spurs were able to beat them with the great performance from Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox. Devin Vassell was really good also. Luke Cornett gave some great minutes off the bench when Wemby went to rest, and Dylan Harper coming off the bench as well. I think the Spurs are probably, if you ask me, along with the Denver Nuggets, the biggest threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the West. And great first win for the Spurs, like I said, and Victor Wembanyama in his playoff debut, with him breaking the record of Tim Duncan of points in the playoffs debut. The Spurs who protect their home court advantage, and shout out to Mick Johnson and the amazing performance that he's been displaying as a head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Great game from the Spurs, and we'll see what they do and the adjustment from the Trail Blazers. That would give you the fight every time, that's for sure. But that's a situation also where, just like the Suns and the Thunder, or the Sixers and the Celtics, I think it doesn't go past 5 games. Back to the NBA awards. The finalists are known for every single award this postseason, this season, and we're gonna talk about who we think are going to be winning these different awards. I think the Defensive Player of the Year award is a no-brainer. It's going to Victor Wembanyama. Wemby is just he's been overdue, but unfortunately never met the 65-game threshold. He was able to meet it this season, and I think it's a no-brainer. He's going to be the Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's just the impact that he has defensively and the ground that he covers is just amazing. He's able to guard pretty much anybody on the floor from 1 to 5, and you could see the effect that he has in the paint when guys are driving to the basket, and it's just been amazing. The amount of blocks that he averages more than 3 blocks per game, obviously because of his size, but also because of his agility and be able to recover even when guys are trying to drive by him. This is sealed, I believe. Wemby, if I'm certain of 3 things in this life, it's probably taxes, God, and Wemby winning this Defensive Player of the Year this season. So shout out to Victor Wembanyama, who's most likely gonna win the Defensive Player of the Year, which is well deserved and long overdue. Shout out to Chet Holmgren and Asar Thompson, also from the Detroit Pistons, for being nominated as finalists. I think they had some incredible seasons as well defensively, and unfortunately Wemby is just too much and will win it. The Rookie of the Year, the 3 finalists are Cooper Flagg, Concannon Paul, and VJ Edgecombe. Amazing season by all 3 rookies. This is really, I think they're all deserving of being Rookie of the Year. Cooper Flagg has been amazing with the Dallas Mavericks, even though they didn't make it to the playoffs. Concannon Paul, who led the league as a rookie in 3-point shooting, has also been great for the Charlotte Hornets and has helped this team revamp. And they were this close to making it to the playoffs, but unfortunately lost to the Magic in the play-in tournament. And VJ Edgecombe has also been a great addition to the Sixers and helping them get in the playoffs through the play-in as well. I think Cooper Flagg will end up winning it just because of the hype and him being the number 1 pick. But I would have given it to Concannon Paul if you ask me, because the impact was bigger because they made it to the playoffs. And I'm not gonna take anything away from Cooper Flagg, but I also saw the impact that Concannon Paul was able to have on the Charlotte Hornets, and achieving such a great performance of being the 3-point leader in the NBA as a rookie. This kid is amazing, and he's also a very solid defender. But I'm sure Cooper Flagg will end up winning it. The 6th Man of the Year nominees: Tim Hardaway Jr. from the Nuggets, Keldon Johnson from San Antonio, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. I would go with Keldon Johnson from the Spurs here. Jaime Jaquez is also deserving of the award, if you ask me. He's been really good for the Miami Heat throughout the season, but Keldon Johnson has embraced that 6-man, that role coming off the bench, has given a lot of effort to the Spurs and a huge boost off the bench with Dylan Harper and Luke Cornett, like I was mentioning. And I think he's deserving of the award, especially given the record of the Spurs and what his performances have been able to do on winning in general. So I would give it to Keldon Johnson if you ask me. The Coach of the Year, man, this is one of the toughest ones. J.B. Bickerstaff from the Pistons, Mick Johnson from the San Antonio Spurs, and Joe Mazzulla from the Boston Celtics. They all absolutely exceeded expectations in their respective roles on the respective teams. Nobody expected the Pistons to be the number 1 seed in the East and be so dominant with 60-plus games won during the season. Nobody expected the same from the San Antonio Spurs and being the 2nd team in the number 2 in the West with 60-plus games won as well. And shout out to Mitch Johnson for that. I believe I was having them as an outsider looking in the playoffs and being dominant eventually, but I did not expect that from them, and it's been great to watch. And he's really been the brain behind this machine that the San Antonio Spurs are right now. And obviously Joe Mazzulla also with the Boston Celtics, being able to not give up on the season, and this season that was supposed to be an outlier and a down year for the Celtics. I was even at the beginning of the season saying I wouldn't be shocked if they maybe take the year off and don't make it to the playoffs to get a high pick. But they were amazing. Finished 2nd in the East. Got Jason Tatum back now, and are one of the favorites again for the NBA championship. So I think all 3 of them are really deserving of the award. If I have to make a choice, I would probably really go between Joe Mazzulla and Mitch Johnson, but it's really tough to make a decision there. I think I'll probably really just go ahead and give it to Coach Mazzulla for the amazing job that he did this season with, getting guys to buy into not giving up on the season and all that. I wouldn't be mad if Mitch Johnson gets it. He did an amazing job getting this team back from 30 plus wins last season to 60 plus wins now with San Antonio. So yeah, I think it would be between the two of them, if you ask me. And I think that or co-coach of the year if that's something that could be done. But yeah, any of these two I'll be fine with. The most improved player of the year, Jalen Duren from the Detroit Pistons, Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the Hawks, and Deni Avdija from the Portland Trail Blazers. I'll go with Deni Avdija here from the Blazers. He's been the leader of that team and is one of the major reasons why they ended up being in the playoffs. Had some amazing game, amazing performances, and he's just been delivering for the Trailblazers, and I'm excited to see what this Trailblazers team can be when Dame Lillard comes back next season as well. So I'll go with Deni Avdija on the most improved player of the year. Shout out to Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jalen Duren for some great performances also, especially from Jalen Duren while Cade Cunningham was out, and he was still able to. The Pistons were still able to, being afloat, keep the boat afloat until he came back. So I would probably go with him. I would also go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as the clutch player of the year. I think SGA has just been able to put games away for OKC Thunder, and I believe he's deserving of the clutch player of the year. And the MVP nominees are Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama. Three very deserving MVPs as well. Nikola Jokic with an amazing season again, averaging a triple-double. I think voters fatigue might kill the Joker here. SGA has delivered a great season again, is very deserving of the award again. Jalen Williams barely played 35 games this season, and the Thunder were still able to finish number one in the West with 65 wins. So you can't fault the voters if SGA gets it. But I gotta give it to Victor Wembanyama. And the impact, because of the impact that Wemby has on both ends of the floor. He's taken another leap offensively, has been a menace defensively, has been very great, and that has helped the San Antonio Spurs. I can understand the argument that even when he went down, the Spurs were able to continue winning without him, had a great record without him, but just because of his impact on both ends of the floor, I think that's really what, SGA is also pretty good defensively, but I think that's really what, differentiates all these three candidates. But I believe they will probably give it to SGA again because he has the better record. But I would have given it to Victor Wembanyama. I'm sure he would end up winning this award at some point in his career. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think about these NBA awards, and that's all I have for the show today. And I once again continue to subscribe, like, share the videos, comment, and let us know what you think about all these awards in the playoffs, and I'll catch you guys at the next episode. Ciao.